nicely. 4 overs, 18 runs, 1 wicket. That's the end of the spell for Mohsin Khan. Really good to see him, as we said before, really consistent yesterday. Nice to see him bowling well. So we'll continue on with Eshan. 43 for 4 off 8 overs. I think what Jay and I were discussing, there's probably been an assessment of total for the Tigers. As we were saying before, I think very important that they do see out these overs now and get to the highest total they can. They're probably still looking at that, 140, 150, but it'll be interesting to know what the conversation is in the dugout. Ehsan coming in. Nice. Little single there, just to mid-wicket. Ayush Shukla. And that's what we've seen really from Ehsan. He knows his field. He bowls to it. We've probably seen the 6 from Baba, but otherwise singles into leg side. Wajid hasn't faced Ehsan yet, so it'll be interesting to see if he can put him under pressure. A little bit of a field change. I think Jamie Atkinson just bringing deep square in and moving deep mid-wicket round slightly. And Jay's back.
So I can fix all these balls later then. Fix all these balls. Those are okay then, all those.
Here comes Ehsan Khan. Nice, lovely bowling. Attacking the stumps. I think that's key. I don't think with his field he wants to give too much outside off. Another one there into that short mid-wicket area. Lovely bowling. You missed it, Jay.
What did I miss, Jasmine?
Actually, not too much there anchoring. Nice finish by Mohsin the other end.
Oh my word.
What a ball.
Ehsan Khan does it again. That one perhaps just keeping a little bit low. But that in-between length, the batsman not quite sure. Should I go back? Should I come forward? The end of the day, the Tigers, they've lost half their side for 44.
They have. And look, really interesting with the field there. Jamie Atkinson brought deep square leg in, moved deep mid-wicket slightly round. But like we said, Ehsan's really bowling to his field. And as soon as you see a short ball on mid and leg, you just want to go leg side. And I think a really nice tactic, actually. He saw that gap, bowled him.
And now you can see why Jamie Atkinson is the former skipper of Cricket Hong Kong.
Yeah, you've got to get those little tactics in and play with the minds. It's just natural. It's just natural. You see the gap and you want to go if you know it's in your slot. And like you said, it kept a little bit low and it happens. But yeah, a big reassess from the Tigers here. I think.
Zakir Hyatt? Oh, that's an 8.
Oh yeah, is it Zakir Hyatt?
Yeah.
Zakir Hyatt's just come into the crease. Nervous time for a batter to join the crease here, especially with Ehsan Khan bowling so well.
But in this situation, if you want one man at the other end, it's Babar Hyatt.
Absolutely. And like I say, I think, I don't know their tactics, I don't know the thoughts of the new batter, but I would here just be looking to rotate that strike, get Babar on, get myself in, and then play my game.
Right on the money, straight away.
Yeah.
No freebies for Zakir Hyatt.
And then, like I say, rotating the strike's an easy thing to say, but when someone's bowling this well, and you've got this leg side field, very difficult. He's not giving anything for you to get a single on the offside here.
How many on the boundary? I believe we only had one man on the boundary there at mid-wicket.
Yeah, I think. Oh, actually, also I think deep mid on was back, but just two people out, really putting that pressure on the new batsman.
Good captaincy, I'd say.
Yeah.
Put the squeeze on. He's not going to get anything through the offside. Not the way that Ehsan Khan bowls.
Absolutely.
And for the first time today, we're going to see a little bit of leg spin. Mohammad Ghazanfar. The second half, the younger half of the Islanders' spin twins. We have Zakir Hayat at the non-striker's end, just practicing an extra cover drive and a lofted drive. So maybe that's something to look out for if he does come on strike.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he'll if he's practicing it, that's where he's looking to hit, right? So interesting to see if Jamie Exum picks that up as well, what he's looking to do. But again, like we said, Ehsan Khan's not really allowed for a lofted drive over the offside. So
I wonder if Jamie can hear us. Perhaps he's got a YouTube stream playing in his pocket. Here comes Ghazanfar. Right on the money, straight away, just a single for Babar Hayat. That will not trouble the Islanders. Get him off strike. New man, Zakir Hayat, yet to get off the mark.
Yeah, and you can see here exactly the right thinking from the bowler. Mid on, mid off, out for Babar. Give him the one. Bring them in and put that new pressure on the batsman. You want to be bowling to this batsman. You don't want to be giving him singles. So a lot of pressure on him actually to either maximise on a boundary or get Babar back on.
An interesting move here because Ehsan Khan is no longer in the slip cordon. Simandeep Singh in the slips instead. I have to say, Simandeep's got a really strong arm from the deep. So he must be a really good catcher as well.
Yeah.
And they're probably not expecting too many balls to go into the deep.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen, 1-6?
Seen 1-6?
1-4, and then a couple of 4-byes, I think.
Did you have to consult your notes for that?
I didn't. Actually, I've not been jotting down notes to rely on my memory now.
To be fair, there's not much to jot down.
Yeah.
Bit of an inside edge on that one. Fine leg. Does a fine job of that.
Yeah.
Saved a couple of runs. Some words of encouragement from the Tigers dugout. The important thing for the Tigers, Babar Hayat's still out there. As long as Hayat's still out there, Babar Hayat of course, the Tigers still have a chance of posting something perhaps in the region of 140.
Yeah, I think when you went for a little wonder, Jay, I said they're probably still aiming for that 140, 150. I think if Babar is there, it's not out of the question. Cricket's a funny game, and if he gets going, put some of the bowlers off of their momentum, it will really change it. But he just needs to be there. Is the key.
Oh, it's caught and bowled. That's it. That's all she wrote for Zakir Hayat. Just one run. He looks really disappointed. We were talking about how
that shot.
And it looks like he was aiming in that direction too.
Yeah. And he's just gone a little bit early there. Straight into the hands of the bowler. And yeah, like we said, he was practicing that shot. We saw it. And I think if it was accidental or sensible from the bowler, if you see him practicing that, get that ball a little bit outside off, let him go and just see what he's doing. If he takes you, over mid off, one bounce ball, good shot. Exactly what just happened. If he mistimes it, a wicket for the fielding team.
We've got Hassan Muhammad Khan with a really attractive cameo yesterday. He's going to have to replicate that if the Tigers stand any chance of making a fist of this. But this innings falling apart really quickly for the Tigers. 47 for 6 now at the halfway point. And Jasmine, we keep adjusting that total down and further down. At this point, you've got to be realistic, perhaps 135.
Yeah,
at least you have something to bowl at. The pitch is just slowing up a little bit. Some assistance on offer, maybe, for Kinshit Shah and Aftab Hussain.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I would actually do at this stage, 6 down, is probably just go in very, very small overs. And just try and get that run rate up slightly. I think something we often do in the women's game, if there's a little bit of a collapse, is then just go over by over. Count to 6, get that run rate back up, and then after 5 or 6 overs of doing that, you've got probably a little bit more of a guide of where you think that total's going to be. I think it's quite hard if you're going in this early at number 7 or 8 to see 130, 140, 150 is quite a challenge, and probably affects your concentration at the crease. So I'd probably count ball by ball here.
Absolutely. Change of bowling. Ayush Shukla into the attack. That's tucked away for yet another single. I have a strong feeling that almost all of Babar's runs, if not all of his runs, have come on the leg side.
Analysts can confirm that.
Yeah, Ayush Shukla, he's got some wheels, I must say.
He has. I remember coaching him at 11, 12, 13 years old at Hong Kong Cricket Club, and he was quick then. He used to scare some of the youngsters, but he always had just that really nice rhythm running in, that nice action, always consistent at a young age. So it's nice to see him get the opportunity to come and play.
That's tucked away. So he's off the mark, Hassan Khan Muhammad, and he's going to come back for 2. 50 up for the new Territories Tigers. It's taken 10.2 overs, and they've lost 6 wickets in the process. Applause nonetheless from Tigers dugout.
And it's a nice challenge for the younger players who have the opportunity in here. I think when you play a lot of age group cricket and club cricket, much better line and length there from Ayush. Yeah, I think when you play a lot of your age group and your club cricket, I think you can sometimes feel quick. The ball goes to the keeper a lot. You'll take consistent wickets. And it's a really nice challenge here. There's a very fine line in this game of getting your line and length right, and it's good to put them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and absolutely. Once again, he's bowling from the shorter of the 2 ends. That's edged away. Work to do for third man. Gets out the classic long barrel. But yeah, it's a good test for Ayush Shukla, bowling to one of Hong Kong's finest in Babar Hyatt.
Yeah, and he's bowling well so far. I think a couple of a little bit too straight first couple of balls. But definitely the last 2, I think that's where he needs to be, line and length. And like we said, if someone then takes you over the offside, it's a really nice shot to get that away. And you don't mind that so much as a bowler.
We've actually seen mid-on drop back to a long on. Babar Hyatt tucks it away, and he should get another 2. That's been a feature of his innings so far. Really good run, early calls.
Yeah, and I think this is the key area of the innings actually, where they've really attacked and put the pressure on. But it happens in most games where you get those peaks and troughs. If they're letting Baba go at 5, 6, 7s now, it could be a higher total than we'd thought at this stage.
It's pulled away just in front of square. Deep square leg cuts it off. Hit that too well, no chance to come back for the second. And Babar's into the 20s. He's not?
Should be. Hold on. What did I miss?
Single just now.
Alright.
20 of 23 for Babar Hyatt. The Tigers, that run rate still under 5 runs and over. It's an innings that's never quite gotten going. Regular wickets, just the 1 maximum. Down the ground, Just a single.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Like we were saying about totals, both of these teams dropped 20, 30 short yesterday. Puts it around the 150 mark that they both got to. If Baba can stay and they get to 130, 140, I think game on. But at this stage, it's going to be interesting where we can get them to.
Here's Gazanfer with the slip in place. That one looked like it just came on with the arm. I'm going to admit, I'm not exactly an expert when it comes to leg spinners variations.
Yeah, there's actually...
That's full toss. Ooh.
Yeah,
opportunity there.
There's less leg spinners in the women's game as well. Something we don't see as much of, and definitely not as much turn as what we see in the men's game.
That's pushed away between long on and deep mid wicket, an easy single. So Hassan Khan Muhammad just ticking along nicely. A run of ball 6 for him. Exactly what's needed at this stage. I don't know about you, Jasmine. I just sense a boundary coming.
I do. I sense something coming. I don't want to say a wicket. I want to say a boundary. I'm still backing the Tigers. They were my team, kind of when we came into this game, and like we said, actually batting first would have backed them. So I'm staying there. I'm not jumping ship halfway.
You're still backing the Tigers. Wow. And a dot ball to end things. In the 12th over, it's 57 for 6. Just the 3 runs coming off that over.
Yes, it's interesting actually. When we've played here, women's games, if there's ever been a little collapse in the first innings, and the team's gone in quite confident, there's generally been a similar mirror at some point in the second innings. Not saying that will happen here, but as we said, there wasn't anyone really in these two teams yesterday who anchored and got some big scores. It was generally the Lions who were cat on 110 or so. There was a 75, there was a 56 in the second game, but not necessarily from these two teams. So like I said, anything can happen. They've still got to bat, so
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nazakat Khan dominant in that first game with 110. And I'd have to say, not much else from the rest of the batting order. Dan Pascoe, though, providing valuable support.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was some good 20s and 30s, I think, across. And second game yesterday, Isas and Zishan, 70s, 50s. But again, in the Lions. Yeah, I always think it's interesting when a team go out and they've had someone 50 for 6 and they go into with a bit of confidence. You do sometimes see a similar innings from the second.
That's short and that's put away weak. That's cut off by deep square leg.
Just a 1.
I just sense just a little bit of tension in Babar Hyatt's body language, adjusting those gloves.
I think he's probably ready to get going, but again, Jamie Axon, good field.
That's decently struck. Just a single though, to mid off.
37 balls since the last boundary.
There we go, Nitesh Hemlani. 37 balls since the last boundary for the Tigers.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think you can sense Baba just getting a little bit scratchy there and wanting to hit that boundary, but sensible field when Babar's on. 4 on the leg side.
That's tucked away for just a single. Hassan Khan Mohammed dealing in singles here. He moves on to 8 off 11 deliveries. Babar, undefeated on 24. He's taken 27 deliveries.
Yeah, I think he's either going to have to really pierce that through the leg side or go over, or change his tactic a bit and start dominating that offside they've got. There we go. Oh, well fielded. Lovely fielding at point there.
You can have 5. I believe that's the first time in the innings we've seen all 5 fielders outside the circle.
Yep. And 4 on leg there, a deep fine, deep square, deep mid wicket, deep mid on, and then just that one person, kind of that deep cover region. But it's good for the youngster, right? If they're line length slightly a bit shorter, or they're trying to bowl nice and straight, perfect field setting. As I say, someone like Babar would have to go up and over, or really, really get it into one of those gaps, and it puts the pressure on him.
Perhaps an option for Babar Hayat would have been to go over the wide, long on region. A bit of a shorter boundary there, so even if you mishit it, there's a good chance it ends up on the roof of the pavilion. We saw that a few times with Nazakat Khan yesterday. Here's Ghazanfar. Let's push down the ground for a single. That's exactly what Hassan Khan Mohammed needs to do. Just get Babar back on strike. Or am I making a mistake, Jasmine? Does aggression have to come from both ends at this point?
No, that's what I was saying before. I don't know their tactic, I guess, when Kinshit and Babar were in. Bold. One in there. Yeah, when Kinshit and Babar were in, it'd be interesting to see their discussion if they both wanted to be aggressive and play their game, or if one of them was going to take that leading role.
There's Ghazanfar once again. Oh, a bit of a misfield. That allows Babar to get back on strike.
But it's interesting when you've got two people and this dynamic. What you'd actually probably like to see is Babar still play his game. Trent's giving me a bit of stick, winding me up. You'd probably want the other batsman actually to take that slightly more aggressive stance. I think that their tactic here is they need Babar at the crease. He needs to play his shots and play his game. But I would probably like to see the other batsman go a little bit more aggressive.
That's flatter. A chance for 2. Well, it's a good thing they didn't go for it. Just a single once again. So 3 runs off this over. The 1 delivery remaining. A really impressive spell from Ghazanfar, conceding just the 10 runs so far into his 3rd over, and he's picked up a wicket as well. Decent day at the office so far.
Yeah, and he hasn't given much. He's really attacking the stumps. He hasn't given much down leg or anything that's too wide.
It's flatter once again.
Yeah. Putting pressure on them to find a gap and get a 1. Yeah, we'll see what Babar does. He looks comfortable. Now. Hitting those ones round. I think it's just been a long time since a boundary, so don't want to see him get frustrated. But again, sensible captaincy by Jamie.
So Jasmine, here's the thing. The Tigers, they go at 9 and over from here for the rest of the innings. They get to 119. Surely that is just not enough.
Yeah, I would think a revised total in this situation, you'd probably want at least 130.
And they're going to have to double their score to get there.
Yeah.
Mohammad Waheed, built like a fast bowler.
Headband as well.
Yeah, oh, headband.
They're trending, these headbands. Seen a few of the youngsters have these on as well.
Harun Arshad with the headband, of course. It has to be said, Harun Arshad likes his pants really baggy. Classic look. You could spot him from a mile away. Here we go. Oh, playing a miss.
Yeah.
Correction. Earlier in the innings, I did observe that Harun Arshad was their quickest bowler. Clearly, I have not made an allowance for Mohammad Waheed. And I dare say, a little more gas than yesterday.
Yep.
Here we go. Here's Mohammad Waheed. That hard length once again. Not quite finding his line.
I tell you what though, yesterday there was I don't know if it was, Nizakat on fire, but there was a lot of short balls that were really punished. But there's been some good use of the short ball today. Early wickets. Batsmen struggling to get that away.
Oh, that's a strong shot. Work for Harun Arshad, who will
Nice.
not cut it off.
And that's that slightly more full, sat up nicely. 4 into the leg side.
First boundary too for Hassan Khan Mohammed. He's into double figures. Undefeated on 12. A little bit of momentum here for the Tigers. A bit of a partnership. That's straight down the ground. This could be consecutive boundaries.
Lovely
and
shot.
it is.
Straight down the ground for 4.
High elbow, well timed.
Yeah.
Not looking to overhit that.
Lovely balance, lovely strike.
And for the first time in a long time,
I know, it's
the
nice.
run rate is over 5 runs and over.
And 2 consecutive 4s for us. Need to get my 6 tally going though. Still only 1. We've got 29 to go to beat yesterday.
Well, Tigers fans will be hoping that Hassan Khan Mohammed adds to that tally right now. Play and a miss, just played inside the line of that.
Stayed pretty low, I think, that one. Had a couple, I think the wicket for Eshan stayed low. And that one looked to stay a lot lower.
If I was Mohammad Khan, Hassan Mohammad Khan, I would not be afraid to take on Harun Arshad at long on. Short boundary. And I just realized we have not lost a single ball today. Congrats, Nitesh. And that's worked away. Fielders on the boundary. Cut it off, but not before Hassan comes back for 2. So 2 boundaries in that over. 77 for 6 with 5 important overs to go. So if they go at 9 and over from here, they will get to 122. Things looking slightly better now. Both batsmen set.
Yeah, I think what we were saying, they both look pretty comfortable now. I'd really like to see them push on. I think that last over especially, a lot shorter than what we've seen. I think they can capitalise on that. But like I said, there's a couple of those short balls that really zipped through to the keeper. So we don't want to see those edges coming through and ruining this partnership.
Ghazanfar into his final over. Babar Hayat on strike. That's tucked away. It could be another 2. The man from deep mid-wicket charges in and does a good job.
Yeah. And yeah, I think at this stage, really good tactic. Attack the stumps. You don't mind going for 6 in singles as the bowler here.
Interesting. With less than 5 overs left, we've still got a slip in place. So Jamie Atkinson looking to attack. Use of the feet. Fortunate there for Mohammad. Had he struck it a little better, it would have gone straight into the hands of Long On.
Yeah.
Just bailing out of that shot at the last
Yeah,
minute.
it was pulling out slightly of going over the top, wasn't it?
Flatter. Smart bowling there from Gazanfar.
Yeah, very smart. They're not gonna get to the total they need in ones in these last 5 overs. Very, very smart bowling.
A big shot is coming, Jasmine. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Where are you guessing? Where are we going?
Over long on. Nope. Not if he bowls that
too
length.
long on, but not over. Yeah, I'd be really pleased with my spinners today. If I was Jamie.
Yeah.
Not really given any width for these batters to get away.
I think that's been one of the biggest plus points for the Islanders. The spin twins and Mohsin Khan, really impressive. And as far as the Tigers are concerned, I think it's a no-brainer. Their MVP so far has been Hassan Muhammad Khan, with the ball taking 4 wickets yesterday. An attractive cameo, 20 odd. And once again, he's into the 20s today. 20 at a run a ball.
Yeah. And just very sensible, right? He's gone in at a very, very difficult time on, I think it was 44 for 6, I think he went in. So really sensible innings to just go, I'm going to stay, I'm going to tick it over. And that conversation now, I would think, is 4 overs to go. Let's capitalise on it. They've actually pulled themselves back into a decent position with 2 people on a, on a decent number, and they're there. That's the main thing. Look at this delivery, bacon sandwich.
You got me a bacon sandwich? What? That's so nice, Jasmine.
I mean, you can have a quarter.
Chance here, no chance. Nitesh Hemlani just manages to get out of the way. Straight down the ground for another maximum. That's the second one today, right?
2.
Are we allowed to touch the ball?
Probably shouldn't.
Yeah, we're not allowed.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
COVID guidelines suggest we shouldn't.
I would have helped, but I might get tomato ketchup on it because I'm having my bacon sandwich. So I sat still.
That one just coming towards the commentary tent. But yes, important maximum for Hassan Khan Muhammad. Jasmine's just going to step out to try and find this ball. Umpire's coming onto the field with a new set of balls. He's looking our way. He's probably wondering why I'm not helping. But hey, someone's got to man the mic. We've got around half a dozen people looking for this ball. Each ball that we lose costs us close to 650 HKD. So that's around 84, 85 USD.
Found it.
For an associate cricket board, it's really important to save as much money as possible. And yesterday, we probably lost around 6,000 HKD because of lost balls. But yes, an important maximum nonetheless from Hassan Muhammad Khan. The Tigers, they're finally feeling it. This could be their chance to get back in the game. Ayush Shukla bowling from the Argyle Street end. And he's got the challenge of bowling to a really, really short boundary here. Here's Shukla once again. Pressure. Oh, swing and a miss. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Little agricultural. But that's the meat of the hour.
It was a nice length actually. I think he thought that was shorter than it was. Gone for a bit of a swipe there over leg side.
I'm going to issue a correction. It was Babar Hayat who smacked that maximum straight down the ground. What a sound off the bat.
Yeah, it flew. I thought it was flying towards us actually, but just missed.
Oh, that's in the air.
That's huge.
It's high, but how long? Oh, it's long enough. You better believe it. When Babar Hayat hits them, they stay hit.
That is a big 6 over wide fine leg.
That's
Went
right.
high.
It was deep fine leg, in fact.
Yeah, over deep fine leg.
My word, that's one of the longest boundaries that we have today.
130 back on.
Nearly confused the baseball players. I think nearly went into their game.
It looks like 130's back on. They need another 36 to get there. That one should run away.
Yeah,
Nope.
just a
Deep
two
fine
there.
leg. He cuts it off. A little bit of a misfield. Allow the batsman to get back for 2. Best over of the New Territories Tigers innings. 14 runs off it. 2 balls left. That total now getting up closer to 100. And that run rate closer and closer to 6 runs and over. Come
Yeah, I
on,
think-
Babar Hayat.
Like to see Ayush nice and full here. I think they're picking up those short balls a little bit, and hard for the youngster. He probably just needs someone to have a quick chat with him, reset, outside off, nice and full.
So 15 runs off the over. Hassan Khan Muhammad on strike.
50 partnership.
Bacon sandwich delivery. Tracy.
50 partnership.
And that's the 50 partnership between Hassan Khan Muhammad and Babar Hayat. Hassan undefeated on a run a ball 20. A chance here. The man in the circle. It could be a run out. Looked like Babar Hayat was just trying to get back on strike.
Yep.
But no, 2 runs were definitely not available there.
Did they even run one?
We're trying to get confirmation on whether or not that
That's
was...
a dot ball.
They did not run.
Yeah,
No.
Babar's still there and it's a dot ball.
There you go. Confusion all around. But just 15 runs off the over.
Dot ball. Guys, download the
Oh, there's one
SK
more.
app. The scorecards are on the sketchy app.
It's over, yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
High scorer, we have it.
It should be the end of the over.
6.621 dot. We've got 6 balls done.
Just a little bit of confusion here. Should get sorted out pretty soon. And yes, it's over up. Thank God Ayush Shukla is thinking to himself, a 7th ball. Oof.
You've got a dot ball between 2 sixes.
Just been told to download the Cricket Hong Kong app. Got the scorecard on. So if anyone's watching, get that app downloaded.
That's true. And make sure to follow us on social media at CricketHK. And don't forget, hit that bell icon, smash that subscribe button. And every time we go live, every time we post a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. If you like what you've heard so far, you can always follow me on Twitter at JCricketDude. Jasmine, are you much of a Twitter social
don't-
media person?
Only really Instagram. I used to have Twitter, and then I used to follow people that annoyed me, so I stopped it. And I just couldn't stop following. No, I actually used to have it, but I don't anymore. I can't keep up with all these different social media, so I just stick to Facebook for photos and Instagram for following people.
It's interesting you say that. I do have an Instagram account. I don't have any pictures or posts or a profile photo on there. I log on once every 3 months, I'd say, when I get an email notification. No one sends me any messages on there. Here's Ehsan Khan. That's flatter and quicker. So Ehsan Khan, he's got the comfort of bowling to longer boundaries. We saw this yesterday as well, starting off bowling the tough overs from the shorter end and coming back at the depth.
Yeah, look, a really good choice from Jamie Atkinson. I think put that pressure on Baba. A little bit
And
of a
that
looser
could
ball.
be a nope.
Just a single down to deep square. But yeah, I think he's bowled really, really nicely, and what we saw, it had a little bit of a relaxing over from Ayush that probably, put these guys on the front foot, going for that 130, 140 target again. And a good bowling choice from Jamie. I think they've struggled against the spinners today in general.
And we spoke about that too. 130, it could be, an appeal.
Run out.
This could be out. And yes, a direct hit.
In and then scrambled another single from the...
That looked really, really tight to me.
It did look tight.
Was that a run or leg by?
I just wonder if his hands dislodged the bails. It'll be interesting to get this up on the replay.
It won't come up on the replay. Was that run or leg by? I think it's leg by. Single leg by? No, it's run. Okay.
In any case, the batsman still out there, Babar Hayat.
Yeah, I think don't want him to get frustrated now and he's trying to, sneak those runs in. Keep his head at this stage. As we said before, just need to see through these innings and lovely.
Oh, that's a big shot. And that should be a welcome boundary for Babar Hayat. 100 up for the New Territories Tigers. 103 for 6
Yeah.
the score, with 2 balls left in the 18th over.
And a nice one bounce for them, placed perfectly, straight over mid-wicket's head, who I think is staying out there now. So a slight fielding change.
And it's actually 50 up for Babar Hayat too. Didn't raise the bat. I don't think he really cares.
Yeah, they're protecting that kind of cow area now. They've got deep mid on, move that player out. Deep mid wicket and deep square, quite close actually.
Interestingly, that was Babar Hayat's first 4. Oh, that's it.
Bold.
That's all she wrote.
Nice.
Hassan Muhammad Khan trying to make some room for himself. And a really good piece of bowling from Ehsan Khan, firing in that Yorker.
Yeah, he's darted that, and you can see from the bails it's just hit leg stump. Darted that in. I think he's probably gone the wrong way. Probably should have given himself room, moving to the offside instead of the leg. And a nice full Yorker.
And it's Ashley Caddy walking in at number 9.
I'd back a few fireworks here. I think Ash is going to help my 6 tally today.
I have to say, good captaincy once again from Jamie Atkinson. I think he's managed his bowlers really well. You have Harun Arshad here, designated death bowler, bowling the penultimate over.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's very easy, what we were saying at the beginning, for captains to bowl their openers too, have that mindset of leaving them on to come back at the death.
Yep.
Haroon obviously practices this and is a death bowler, but I think there is sometimes that presumption that your openers can also bowl in the death. So it's nice to see him bring Ehsan back on and know that he can back his spinner in these penultimate overs. Be interesting to see what Haroon does now. I think for me, I'd just like to see him bowl that in the block hole. See if he tries to capitalise on his short ball that he got success with in his opening overs.
Oh, an important dot ball there.
Really nice back of a length.
It looks like it's just hit Babar just under the shoulder.
Yes, hit him on the arm.
Harun Arshad, he's been really good at that today. That's been his MO. Get it to angle into the right-hander and just hold its line. It's gotten a decent amount of carry as well from the surface.
Yep.
And he's bending his back. Once again, that hard length. And it's just going to be a single. And they're going to come back for 2. Really good backing up there from Ashley Caddy.
Really good running, actually.
And very unselfish too.
Yep.
If that was a direct hit, I'm pretty sure it would have been out. Tough angle, of course.
And it's nice to see Baba's got that comfort now of getting his hands through it. He's whipping his hands hard through that ball. And it's created a good 2, but really good running from Ash.
Just 10 balls left in this innings. Babar Hayat on strike. Another 24 will take them to 130. And I think we're going to have a really good game if they do get up to that 130 mark. He backs away, and that's straight to the fielder at the cover region. A risky single. And yes, he's been given. So Ashley Caddy sacrifices his wicket. The most important thing for the Islanders, it's another dot ball. 8 wickets down, 106 on the board, 9 deliveries left in the third game between the Hong Kong Islanders and the New Territories Tigers. If you're just joining us, the Tigers won the toss and elected to bat first. In the first 2 games in the tournament, it's team batting first. The Kowloon Lions has won both games. So it seems like that's the formula that has to be adopted. Not quite working for the Tigers, unfortunately.
Yeah, and look, a difficult time then. I think if they're not going in boundaries, they're going to have to pick up these ones. So I feel like a risky run, but with 10 balls to go, probably needed to try and scramble that through. But like you said, now it's a dot ball. Interesting to see what they'll do.
And it's Atiq Iqbal walking in at number 10. Bowled really well yesterday, and he's going to have to do something pretty special with the ball. Unfortunately, for the Tigers, it's Atiq on strike, and not Babar. Here comes Harun Arshad. Oh, backs away, trying to make room for himself. Perhaps just trying to get out of the way of that delivery.
Yeah.
Harun Arshad, once again, that hard length, not giving anything away.
Bowling nicely in the death, actually. And I think it's a good tactic from them, right? If you're a nervous batter coming in at this stage, you either go absolutely full Yorker or short and see what they can do with it.
Short once again, guided down. Just a single. So Babar on strike for the last ball.
Maximum?
I think he's going to get the strike back. It's a really tough one, though.
One more over to go after this.
Yeah, you need him to be there for the last over. So I'd love him.
It's been a really good penultimate over. Just 3 runs off it.
Very, very good.
And an important wicket. And we can see exactly why Harun Arshad is the designated death bowler, both for the Islanders and for the national team. 2 for 15 so far in his spell. 1 delivery left. Will Babar go for the big shot? Will he try to get the strike back for the last over?
And is Harun going full or short? I would think fuller to Babar, but let's see.
No, short.
He's going
he's
short.
going to go short.
Not gonna get Baba get under a full ball.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Here's Harun Arshad.
Short.
And that's pulled away. Just a single.
Just missed the umpire.
So 108 for 8. We've got 1 over left in this New Territories Tiger innings. Babar Hayat undefeated on 56 of 50 deliveries. A one-man show really from the Tigers. Lost a lot of early wickets. 3 wickets in the power play. At one point they were 47 for 6. A good partnership between Babar Hayat and Hassan Muhammad Khan. Unfortunately, the Islanders just dragging things back. And I gotta say, Jasmine, 130 looking highly improbable now.
Yeah, and I think actually I would have said, even in that sticky patch in the middle, anything under 120, they'd have to come and bowl very, very well against the Islanders to defend that.
Babar Hayat looking leg side. A lot of bottom hand in that. It could be 2. They have to come back. And they make it. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, my word. Babar Hayat, just as shocked as I am. It was definitely close.
It was close, but he looked comfortable. That's the sign I always look at. He didn't look like he was stretching, but
Not.
A really good throw as well.
very good.
On the bounce.
And to the right end. I think he could have very easily gone to the wrong end there as a throw.
I just assumed he was gonna aim at Atiq Iqbal's end.
Yeah.
So Bilal Akhtar walking in at number 11. Oh my word, Babar Hayat dismissed. That is massive. That could have a 15-run difference on their final total.
I don't even, unfortunately, think we'll see 120 now. But let's see what these youngsters can do. 5 balls to go.
If you're the New Territories Tiger, I think the equation is pretty simple. Go all out, attack with the new ball. Atiq Iqbal, really good rhythm yesterday. Hassan Khan Mohammed with 4 wickets. So there is some hope, but they have to take early wickets.
Gotta run on that ball.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, like you said, 100% they're just going to have to be attacking pretty much the whole game. I mean, if someone's getting away, fine, but that's going to have to be their tactic. Just seeing what's happening with the field changes here.
An extra man moving in to the leg side. So it's it looks like a 5-4 leg side field.
Yep. Deep mid on. Kind of a cow corner, deep mid wicket, and a deep square. And then everyone in on the offside.
Just a single.
Very, very good at bowling to his field, Ehsan. Very, very good.
3 wickets for the veteran. 3 for 17. It's got to be said the Islanders have dragged things back really well. At one point it did look like 120, 130 was on the cards.
And the key thing for me here between Jamie and Ehsan, they obviously know each other well, but I think with franchise cricket, you have to rely on your bowlers knowing their fields. You've got people playing from different clubs.
Play and a miss.
It's like when we see, Big Bash and IPL. You have to know your field and help the captain and the keeper.
Here's Ehsan once again, just 3 deliveries left. Firing that one into the pads.
Head went early then. He's going for a maximum.
Whew, just 2 deliveries left. What can they muster? A strong shot down the ground, but just a single. That will not trouble the Islanders. Bilal Akhtar. What can he do? We've got 5 men on the leg side once again.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. What I would do with this field is you want to tempt him through the offside.
Last ball. Straight to Ehsan Khan. A dot ball. And that's all she wrote. 111 for 9. That's what the Tigers finish on. Definitely under par. It's going to be a really, really tough, tall order for the Tigers.
Yeah.
Defending what has to be a total that is probably 40 runs under par, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we're being optimistic in those middle overs when it was 40 odd for 6. But with Butter still in, I think still backing them to get that 130, 140. But going to be, I would hope, an easy-ish chase for the Islanders. Keep repeating it, but they only dropped probably 30 short yesterday of 180, so you would hope that they'd comfortably get over the line here. And disappointing for the Tigers. I think the key thing is losing those early wickets in the power play.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to come back from. And then Islanders bowled perfectly. They just kept those wickets falling in intervals. And they didn't really let anyone get going. Baba stayed there.
Absolutely.
But he didn't really trigger. He did his job, kept rotating the strike and capitalised on the bad ball, but just not enough.
And as you can see on your screen, that scorecard, like Jasmine was alluding to, only 2 batters getting into double figures. Adit Gorawara at the top looked decent in his short stay at the crease, and really elegant boundary through the leg side. Unfortunately, just too many wickets. Babar Hayat with 57, the star of the show, and Hassan Mohammed Khan with 21 off 23. That's really it. And extras, of course, getting into double figures. A useful 10 extras. Unfortunately, 111 for 9 is all the Tigers could muster. The Hong Kong Islanders, a really impressive all-round show. Every single bowler doing pretty well, with the exception of Mohammad Waheed, who came in for some tap.
No, a deep mid wicket.
Not easy, of course, bowling to that short boundary. Nonetheless, Ehsan Khan, the star of the show, with 3 for 18. Mohammad Ghazanfar, the second half of the Spin Twins, with 1 for 15 from his 4 overs. Mohsin Khan, he bowled unchanged to kick things off, 1 for 18. Harun Arshad doing a lot better today, 2 for 16, bowling at the top and the tail, those tough overs in the power play and at the death, 2 for 16 for him. And we should be back with you in around 10 minutes for the reply from the Islanders. They'll have to chase 112 to get into the finals of the Epic Group All-Star Series. It's match 3. I'm one of your commentators for the day, Jay Dansighani, and I've had the pleasure of being joined by Jasmine Titmus. We'll be back with you in 10 minutes.
Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are here with Hong Kong cricket team at the Curry Leaf Indian Cuisine restaurant here in Jordan. We'll be joined with 3 cricketers, so come let's meet them. Zakir Khan, Mr. Aftab Hussain, and Waqas Khan. So we'll be testing the local Hong Kong cuisine as well as some of the restaurant's most popular dishes and see if these well-known Hong Kong cricketers can guess what food they're tasting. Easy, right?
This is Chinese. We call fish ball.
No, that's correct.
Fish ball.
Okay, quick. All right.
Fish ball.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, chicken tikka. Tandoori chicken tikka.
It's very close. It's a tikka dish. Okay.
Tastes like
Okay, no problem. Actually, I'll show you afterwards what this is. Close.
sweet cake, I would say.
Close enough. It's actually the pineapple bun.
Okay.
Follow how it. The name starts with a fruit.
Pineapple.
That's correct. It,
This is one of my favorite pani puri.
Yes, that's correct. He said pani, is that? That's
Pani
correct.
puri.
Pani puri, that's correct. Yes, I think this is the easiest one.
This is egg cake.
Yeah, that's correct. This is egg tart. Okay, you didn't even eat it. It was like
Definitely.
okay, yeah. This time you got it right. Okay, correct.
Chicken tikka.
Right. This time you're correct. Oh, good guess. Okay, that was a quick one. Yes, finally, you got one right.
Sri Lankan Cricket Club was founded in 2006. This program is a great program that should be continued, and we hope to see that it can be expanded to a different level. This program helped us in a big way for the reason that it gave us some facilities that we did not have, gave us that extra hand to bring all these boys together, the girls together.
Yes, of course, when I came to Hong Kong, I missed my cricket. But I have opportunity when I came here. I saw that my friend introduced me cricket club. Then after I came and I joined this channel. So I like to play cricket here because we have.
And we're ready for the second innings. If you're just joining us, the New Territories Tigers won the toss, chose to bat, but they could only muster 111. So the target for the Hong Kong Islanders, a very manageable 112. It's Ashley Caddy, the left armer, coming over the wicket, bowling from the Argyle Street end. The batsman out in the middle at the non-striker's end. Kinchit Shah's brother, Ninad Shah. Here we go. First ball. Punched away in front to square. A quick single. The batsmen scamper through.
Wakas Khan, Ninad's left-hander.
So the Islanders and Wakas Khan off the mark.
What's your prediction for the second innings? Easy win for the Islanders, or is it going to be a tight one?
Yeah, I'm going to say a win for the Islanders. Probably a comfortable win as well. But you never know. With early wickets, anything can happen. Ashley Caddy, the benefit of a left arm angle. Atiq Iqbal, we could see him from the other end. And don't forget about Aftab Hussain and Kinchit Shah. That's punched away. Ninad Shah off the mark in style. Did not play yesterday into the 11 for this game, his first of the tournament. And that's 5 for no loss after just 2 deliveries. Ashley Caddy, he's going to have to do better if he hopes to get some early inroads.
Good way for Ninad to start the series. First ball of the series, he cracks it for 40.
So the required run rate just a tick over 5.5, 5.55 to be exact. And a quick single. 5.6. Apologies, 5.6. 112 the target. A good start. Ninad Shah looking pretty good over there. Younger than Kinchit.
I think so. Good question.
Wakas and Ninad. Here we go. Wakas Khan. A slip in place. Oh, an inside edge. That could have been tight. His pad just getting in the way there. So a little bit of movement back in from Ashley Caddy. We've seen that from Mohsin Khan as well. Able to get some movement back into the right-hander. Really important for Ashley Caddy that he picks up an early wicket. Really important for the Tigers.
Ninad's younger.
Here we go. Ashley Caddy once more. Oh, a big appeal. This is tight. It's tight. It's given. An early wicket. Wakas Khan with hands on his hips. Perhaps thinking that might have gone over. I personally do not think so. But Jasmine, how big is that early first wicket?
I'm back. Huge. I was watching as I was running back around the boundary. But decent opening over actually. I think nice full ball there from Ashley. And I know he's been working on some run-up stuff with Trent. I don't know if he's changing his angle slightly, but bowling nice, getting that coming through outside the right-hander, and then a nice full ball there. I think it just hit back foot, right? It hit back pad there. But again, like we said before, it almost mirrors the first innings, right? They lose a couple of wickets here in the power play. I think with the Islanders, they've got a pretty strong middle order, and like we said before, they're 8 to 11. Had a decent strike rate yesterday, and actually hit some sixes in the later in the innings. But again, I think the Tigers take some early wickets in the power play, and it's game on.
Absolutely. And that early wicket brings Jamie Atkinson out to the middle, in at number 3. Jamie, right? A slip in place. Ashley Caddy with his tail up. That's too short. And that's cut away in front of square on the offside. Second boundary of the over, so not a good way to end an otherwise successful over from Ashley Caddy. 10 off it. It's 10 for 1 after the first over.
Went for first over.
Yeah, I think he's just gone a little bit. What we were saying in the first innings is, the line or the length. I think he's just gone a little bit off on both with that ball. That's all. But again, he's bowling a decent pace.
Interesting move here from Kinchit Shah, bringing himself on. What do you make of this move, Jasmine?
Bowling to his brother.
I like it. So I was going to say about Ash and Jamie. I think the KCC boys. It's never a bad tactic to bowl at someone who you play with, or you can almost psychologically know each other's strengths and weaknesses. I don't think it's a bad shout to bowl at your brother.
How often has Kinchit bowled against Ninad in club cricket? Not often, you think.
Not often.
No mercy today, however. An interesting subplot, it must be said. Brother versus brother.
And a good tactic, I think. We just saw the Tigers struggle against spin. Like I said, I think over the last few years of evolving 2020, we often see opening with spin, but it works, right? Especially here. We saw them really struggle. I think wide there.
So this is the same pitch from yesterday. So it's already had 40 overs of cricket.
Yep.
Plus a night under the covers.
80 overs.
Sorry, 80 overs of cricket. Yeah, plus a night under the covers. So.
Here we go, Kinchit Shah, a lot flatter. Ninad yet to get his brother away. I have to say, I really like this field. Everyone in on the offside. You got to slip in place. A bit of a gap there between the man at cover and the man at backward point.
Yep. And that's a great gap if you've got your slip in. That's exactly what it's there for, right? We want them to try and hit through that gap.
That's whipped away, a bit of a misfield.
Yeah, you want to try and get them to hit through there, get that edge to Babber at slip. But nice attacking field, like we said in the break. They need to do this. They need to take those couple of early wickets and try and mirror the other innings. But I definitely think this is going to be a good game.
Let's flatter and appeal. Very optimistic.
Yeah.
And the batsman scamper through for a leg bye. Jamie Atkinson facing Kinchit for, I believe, the first time. Yep. Jamie getting off the mark with that authoritative slap through the offside in the first over. So just 2 runs off this over so far. No runs off the bat in this over. The wide and a leg bye. And no surprises here. Kinchit Shah coming around the wicket. Does this so often for the national team.
Yeah, it's nice to change those angles up, especially if you're moving that field round to compensate that. He's obviously got a plan in place here.
It's a 5-4 leg side field. Mid off up in the circle. Long on back on the boundary. And I like this from Kinchit. He's the captain. He's stepping up, taking that responsibility.
umpire's got something in front of the side screen. He wants to move the photographer. Photographer out in front of the
So
side screen.
cheeky photographer behind the bowler's arm.
I think he got away with that for a few
Yeah,
minutes.
I think so.
In any case, we're ready to get back underway. Oh, playing a miss. That one just going on with the arm. Intelligent piece of bowling from Kinchit Shah to close out the second over. It's 12 for 1. A reminder, this is a do or die game, a virtual semi-final. The winner will go through to the afternoon game, the final against the undefeated Kowloon Lions. They're 2-2. A modest total to chase for the Hong Kong Islanders. A target of 112. All you've got to do really is keep wickets in hand, especially in the power play. Ashley Caddy to continue from the Argyle Street end. Ninad Shah.
Yeah, good point you make. If they only lose this one wicket in the power play, I'd back them to be ticking that total off quite quickly.
Oh, that's punched away once again, just in front of square on the offside. Yet another boundary. All 3 boundaries off Ashley Caddy. They've been too short outside the off stump.
And this is exactly what the Tigers didn't do so well in the power play. I don't actually know the stat. I didn't write it down. But there weren't many boundaries in the power play, I don't think.
Nope.
If any. And then the 2 wickets. So, yeah, a very different aggressive style of innings, I think, here from the Islanders.
And they've also had a lot of width to work with. Apologies, that's tucked away. An easy single, so a good piece of batting there. Get the boundary, pick up a single, keep the scoreboard ticking. Nothing extravagant needed.
Yeah, and I think for Ash, it's probably just tightening in that lineup. I keep talking about the line. Like, good bowlers will change their length up in T20, but it's the line that's key, right? I think there's just been 6th, 7th stump probably that he's bowled at, which has let them just get their hands through the ball.
Absolutely. And perhaps you can forgive him because he is looking for those early wickets. Just the execution not quite right on a few occasions.
Yeah, it's
Easily
nice to
tough.
see him running in and bowling aggressively.
So we're halfway through the 3rd over. 18 for 1. A decent start despite the early wicket for the Islanders. Ninad Shah. He's into double figures, undefeated on 10 off just 8 deliveries. Mid-on and mid-off, up in the circle. That's punched away yet again.
Oh.
Ninad favoring that region, just square on the offside. Yet another boundary. 2 boundaries off a square cut, and one, I guess you could call it a cut. It was more like a back foot punch.
Yeah, it was just in front of point. Probably a bit more of a stretch dive from point. I don't know if he would have got there. I think it bounced just as it met him, so definitely not a catch. But yeah, nice kind of back foot cut for 4 through there.
The sound when the ball hits Ninad Shah's bat. He just seems in really good form today.
Yeah, very nice timing.
Oh my word! Almost the commentator's
Oh.
curse. 1 bounce to that man at mid-on. Oof.
Gone a bit
Nina.
inside out there with his hands. Popped it up. It's
Yep.
always the most frustrating thing for a bowler when there's that nice ball and the chance and it lands in between a couple of fielders who are up.
He looked like he just got a little bit of shape away from the left-hander there. So good contest here between bat and ball. That's driven really well, but
Yeah.
straight to mid-off. That closes out the 3rd over. 10 runs off it. It's 22 for 1.
I think that's a key thing. When we were talking earlier about, some help from the ball or if people are getting shape, the key thing, Ash there, and just looking at this replay screen, some nice shape away actually, which it's good to see with his pace. And I think that's just where it's probably he's started a bit too far outside off and it's carried on going. And it's just given him that bit of width. So if he does carry on or come back on, I reckon if he just straightens it up a bit, even targets middle and leg to get that away swing outside off.
Would you continue with Ashley Caddy?
I would probably bring him off now. Try a different tact. I guess he's given a couple of those boundaries that just make the Islanders comfortable with the run rate. And then get him back on if there's a stage where you need someone back on aggressive.
That's a little bit short. Play and a miss from Jamie Atkinson. Yeah, I agree with you, Jasmine. And I think you've got to go with the man in form. I really want to see what Hassan Khan Mohammed,
Yep.
I beg your pardon,
Yep.
can extract from the surface. That's punched away, and that's going to be another boundary. A familiar theme throughout the innings. Too short, outside off. That's the 4th boundary of the innings. Apologies, the 5th boundary of the innings. In a score of 26.
All of them cut through covers?
All of them either cut or driven off the back foot. I wouldn't call this a drive, more like a force.
Yeah.
Forced off the back foot. Here's Jamie Atkinson once again.
Again.
Yeah,
Almost an action replay.
Exactly. And just being very aggressive, like I say, getting their hands through the ball. That does probably result in a few chances. But we haven't seen, I think a few of them have dropped just before the fielders. But again, if that's your tact and you play with it, like, their run rate is much higher than what we saw the Tigers doing. And the good thing about the Islanders, they've got a strong middle order. Like you say, you've got Haroon. I think Wakas opened actually today, didn't he?
A very optimistic appeal. No signal from the umpire.
No signal.
And the right signal as well.
You could hear the bat as well now.
Very loud inside edge there. So Kinshit Shah kept things tight in that first over. Been a little short in his second over. Oh, calls him through for a quick
Good
single.
Good running.
Atiq Iqbal there with the misfield. Just didn't pick it up. Could have been close.
Yeah.
No harm done though. The Islanders just ticking things along. Keeping that required run rate in check. Just another 83 required. 1 ball left in the 4th. That's tucked away. As easy as pie. 30 for 1 after 4. So Ninad Shah moving on to 16.
Yeah, looking very comfortable, these two. Very comfortable. And I think they'll be happy with that run rate in the power play. I guess we'd need to ask Coach Trent, but I would normally, you'd probably look anywhere around the 40-45 mark in that first 6 power play generally. If you're looking at those 180s, 200s that you want to hit, which is where definitely the Tigers sat under. It wasn't necessarily a wickets thing. They just didn't seem to get going.
Yeah. And we spoke about him in the last over, Hassan Khan Mohammed, and he's into the attack. 4 wickets yesterday. A couple of cheeky 20s as well in this tournament, and he's got to do something special. And I just wonder if he's going to test out Ninad with that short delivery. He's got to get his line right though, because he is bowling to that longer leg side boundary.
He took 4 wickets from this end as well yesterday.
That's right, Nitesh, as he rightfully points out. Hassan Khan Mohammed with 4 wickets from this end. And I don't know, Jasmine, but I'm sensing. I can feel it. Here's Hassan Khan Mohammed.
Oh.
That is not short. A full toss straight down the ground, an easy put away for Ninad Shah. So that was interesting from Hassan Khan Mohammed. I think we all expected him to dig it in.
Yeah, especially after his performance yesterday. A couple of things here. He's either coming in with a bit of confidence or with a bit of nerves because he did perform yesterday. But it'd be an interesting battle here. I think the key thing for bringing him on is to try and stop this partnership and stop these runs. So see if he can pull it back.
Here he is once again. That's a better length. Good line too.
Yeah, much better. And it's funny from this end. There's 2 or 3 that keep keeping very low, and I can't quite tell if it's hitting a certain length. But even the spinners, they've had a couple that have kept quite low. So they need to be looking out for that, I think, the batsmen.
And an interesting subplot here as well. Hassan will be looking to impress TJ. And you'd think that he's probably competing with Nasrullah Rana for that third seamer slot in the national team. Here he is once again. Third ball of the 5th over.
Oh.
Didn't quite middle that Ninad Shah. A little aerial. No harm done. He picks up a single. Like I was saying, competing for that third seamer slot with Nasrullah Rana.
Yeah.
Azaz Khan and Harun Arshad, obviously the spearheads.
Yeah. And looking at this, I think kudos to the Islanders bowlers actually. I think they really utilised their short ball in terms of their line. I think a lot went straight past their helmet, straight through to Jamie Atkinson. I think Tigers have been a little bit off with their short ball. I think Ash a little bit too far outside off. And again here with Hassan, just a little bit too far down leg. So I think they utilised their short ball well, the Islanders.
Oh, that's pulled away. Brilliant. That's going to be 4.
Just what I was saying. I think if you're that little bit slower as well, it has to be perfect if you're bowling that short ball.
I just wonder if Hassan is carrying some sort of a niggle, just a little bit of soreness. He had a lot more pace yesterday.
Yeah, and I didn't catch all of his wickets yesterday. I'm not sure where.
The highlights are up now.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look back. I don't know if they were catches actually, but
Jasmine, you've got to download that Cricket Hong Kong app.
I'm the statty as well today. Let myself down. But yeah, it does look like he's holding up a little bit.
Yeah. And we have received confirmation. It's a hamstring niggle. Groin.
retracting.
But yes, just carrying a bit of a niggle. And
I mean, what young fast bowler doesn't have a niggle?
that's true. It's tough in this sort of heat. Surprisingly warm, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah, computers are getting fried.
Last ball of the 5th over. It's been an expensive one. That's short and left alone.
Yeah, much better line if he's going to bowl short there.
That one just keeping low. He's not getting the same amount of carry.
Pitch is also a factor.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's been a discussion for the Tigers in the break. It seems that their length has pulled back. I don't know if that's a tactic that they're trying to bowl short at these batters, but yeah, it's been a common theme. Obviously, not so much with kinship bowl and spin, but definitely the paces.
Yeah.
Definitely the paces.
And interesting that Kinchit has chosen to continue.
2 overs, 9 runs.
Yeah, and I think it's the right move. If I was Kinchit, I'd go all guns blazing with my spinners. Here we go. Just slows it up. An intelligent piece of bowling there. But like I was saying, you got Aftab Hussain, 4 overs in the bank from a left arm spinner. So I would go all out with spin.
Yeah.
Spin from both ends.
I agree. I think it looks like them.
Oh, that one just over mid-off.
I just stopped then. I thought it went straight down his throat. I think they look more likely to get a wicket through spin, and I think it does challenge the batsman, like we just saw then, they have to go up and over. They have to put their own pace on it, and you are more likely probably to pick up a wicket. So I don't mind that he stayed on.
Oh, this is high, but how long? It's not long enough, but it falls in no man's land. Ninad Shah, fortuitous.
That's gone straight between kind of that long on deep mid-wicket area. And
Ninad's bowling is over really quickly. There's hardly enough time for the replays to come up between deliveries. So hurrying through balls. Yeah.
The score just moving on to 45. 6 runs off this over. We're halfway through it. Make that 10 runs. Ninad, merciless against his brother.
Probably the first bit of width I've seen Kinship bowl, and good from his brother to punish it because he's got no cover out on that offside. He's got a pretty pretty ring field on the off.
Just 2 balls left in the power play. An appeal, very optimistic. It seemed like everyone appealed there except for the bowler.
49.
That required rate. That's driven down the ground. Mid-off, we'll cut it off. So a dot ball to end the power play. It's 49 for 1, just 63 needed off the remaining 14 overs.
They've set themselves up really nicely here because now that it's the end of the power play and the fielders can come out, it's going to be pretty easy for them to just rotate those singles now and get those runs going. I always hear this what is it? An Asian cuckoo? What is it behind us? This bird.
It's very loud, whatever.
And I only hear it at Mission Road. Funny
Mission
animal noise.
It's the Mission Road bird.
The Mission Road bird. What other animals make funny noises? Hippopotamus. That makes a funny noise.
True.
Have you heard one? I won't try and do an impression.
You can do it when
we
off
might lose
off the
some
mic.
listeners.
Oh my word. Here we go, Jamie Atkinson on strike, Hassan Khan Mohammed to continue.
So the field's gone back out now, the end of the power play.
Jasmine, I don't know if you know this, but hippopotamus milk is actually pink.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
I'm not making this up. Google it. Hippopotamus milk is pink.
Why do shops not get involved in selling this? I would have that in my fridge.
Real business opportunity. Here's Hassan Khan Mohammed.
Oh!
A misfield there. The man at deep mid wicket didn't really attack that ball.
No.
Perhaps we're being really harsh on him.
Yeah, that's gone pretty flat straight to the fielder, and I don't know if he's misjudged the bounce, or it's kicked on or moved. But that's bit disappointing fielding, especially when you're allowed to set the field you want after the power play, and I think he's planned to bowl that short ball, and that fielder is there for that reason. A bit frustrating for the bowler there.
50 up for Islanders, 50 up. Halfway there, basically.
Short of a length. Easily negotiated by Jamie Atkinson.
Yeah, I think these two would just really look to keep this partnership going. There's no need to do anything silly now. They've set themselves up really nicely during that power play. Like I said, can just see them rotating ones and getting over the line quite easily here.
Back of length.
I'd be tempted from Kinshit to change it up, I think, this end. Not bowling badly, Hassan, but maybe a little bit short.
It's the kind of length that will keep the batsman quiet. But at this stage, the order of the day, it's got to be wickets.
Yeah.
Got to take wickets.
Yeah. And I think a really good tactic if they are taking consistent wickets.
That's pulled away mid-on, cuts that off.
And you can really bowl like this to the new batters, but seeing as they're a little bit set, I'd probably like to see a spin option this end maybe. We'll see what he decides to do next. See if he has his fourth over from that end.
Interesting that we don't have a slip in place. And interesting that we haven't seen Aftab Hussain yet.
Yeah, the slips. I think I would have liked to see them stay quite aggressive. They need to if they are going to take some wickets here and really challenge them. But
and that's an easy 2. No, it wasn't easy at all.
that was close.
Ninad Shah just about making it in. A nice dive though. I can respect a solid dive. Ninad Shah putting his body on the line. Almost at the halfway point. The Hong Kong Islanders, target of 112. They're 55 for 1 with 1 delivery left in the 7th. That's smashed away. There's cover on the boundary. Just a single. So they're halfway there. 56 after 7 overs, another 56 required. And another milestone, the 50-run partnership between these two, coming in just 25 minutes off 37 balls. Jasmine, what stood out to you in this partnership?
I think they've stayed very, very calm. I think they would have come out as a team with some confidence from how they bowled and how they kept the Tigers' total down. But I think you still, like we said, you don't want to mirror their innings and be too confident. So I think they've kept it simple. What I think they've done really well is put those bad balls away. I think, like I said, the Tigers have probably bowled a little bit too short at these batters, especially now they're getting more comfortable. But what these two have done really well is, I think the Tigers got a bit stuck when they were losing wickets and they needed the anchors in, but I don't think they were maybe attacking enough. I think these two have been really attacking, getting their hands through the ball. And that's going to lead to them hopefully cruising past the total, I think. I say hopefully, I did back the Tigers though. I'm not jumping ship, guys. I'm just pointing out the facts.
Here's Aftab Hussain for his first over. Punched away. Cut off by Kinshit Shah in the cover region. If you're just joining us, the New Territories Tigers won the toss, chose to bat first, but they could only muster 111. Would have been even lower had Babar Hayat not scored 56, the lion's share of the runs. It's game 3 of the Epic Group All-Stars series. The winner of this game will go into the final in the afternoon, starting at 1:30 p.m. local time. That's 11 a.m. IST. A big thank you to our title sponsors, the Epic Group. That's whipped away for just a single. Ah, do you smell that, Jasmine?
I do smell that. It smells amazing.
Oh, that's the biryani. A solid chicken biryani, a little bit of raita in case it gets too spicy. Our F&B partner, orderonline.hk, they'll be bringing that to us. And of course, curry leaf. Oh, I love myself a cheeky biryani. Those aromas of saffron, perhaps a little... What's that spice? What's that thing I'm thinking of? The yellow one. Oh my word. Yes, haldi or turmeric powder. Turmeric powder. There you go. I'm clearly not much of a...
Not much of a chef.
Ooh.
Yes, maximum.
I believe that's Nina's first maximum.
On the roof. That was a big 6.
And yes, we have not lost this ball. We haven't lost a single delivery today. Nidesh.
Yeah, the bowlers have learned. The bowlers have improved.
Absolutely.
Trent Johnson's idea to penalise the players for every lost ball seems to have worked.
And you can put that in the press release or match report. Cityscope HK, our media partners. Without our sponsors, I don't think we'd be able to pull off a tournament like this. So we're very thankful. NV Play. That's NV Play, our technology partner. And we've already given credit to our wonderful kit supplier, Montgomery Sports. The last ball of the over coming up. That swung away. Oh, that's very disappointing. I think that might be Atiq Iqbal over there. Nope, that's Bilal Akhtar.
I think
Oof. Another expensive over at 67 for 1. Excuse me. Ooh, that was loud.
That was a loud cough. Scared me. Thought the long-tailed cuckoo had got you.
Oh man.
So a bowling change at this end.
Atiq Iqbal. I'm surprised we haven't seen Atiq a little sooner. But yes, like I was saying, not easy to pull off a tournament like this without the gracious support of our sponsors. My Protein, our supplements partner. Thank you so much. And
Maybe my protein should look at hippopotamus milk.
They should pay you to be a consultant.
They sell basically anything else, so why not?
Text hippopotamus for 10% off.
I believe they do have a promo code going.
They have always have a promo code going.
Here we go. Here's Atiq Iqbal. Interesting to see the keeper up to the stumps.
We've seen the keeper come up to the stumps, Atiq, in the Premier League as well. I think he did it last game too, and Zakat started using his feet. KCC. Part of the championship winning KCC side.
Yes.
KCC v KCC, this.
Yeah.
Now it's tucked away. An easy single. Nope. They're going to come back for two. They double up.
Very good.
Good running. And it's nice. Atiq's just been bowling such good areas. And I know we keep harping on about it, but you've seen the difference of, centimetres difference of a good ball and a bad ball.
Just another 43 runs to play with for Atiq. That's punched away. A hallmark of Jamie Atkinson's innings so far. Severe on anything just a shade too short, whether that's on the offside or on the leg side.
I wonder if we'll see Bilal getting a ball. I don't think he played yesterday, right?
Yeah, I hope he gets the ball as well.
Yeah.
Bilal's first game at this level, he didn't feature in the Premier League either, but again, one of those youngsters coming through a system who's improving rapidly day by day. So I hope we get to see him bowl a bit. I have seen him bowl in the nets, I believe.
Yeah.
He bowls at a good pace.
Yeah.
By way of turn. Good to watch him.
A bit of a slower one there, mixing it up.
And sometimes I do think you see when you have someone, not that he's new on the circuit, but new bowling in this format, there is a little bit of nerves by batsmen, and they don't quite know what's going to happen. And he attacks the stumps, like you said, gets decent leg spin. I'd give him a shout. I think the stage that they're at today.
Maybe next over. Oh.
Bowled.
I think maybe a bit of a missed opportunity not bringing Atiq Iqbal on a little earlier. Was really impressive with the new ball yesterday. But with Kinshid Shah bowling really well from one end during the power play, it was always going to be a choice between Atiq and Ashley Caddy. So it could have gone either way. A decent over from Atiq, it must be said. One delivery left, and that's guided away to a deep third man. So just 4 runs off that over.
Yeah, I think nice thing about Atiq is he just looks very much in control all the time. I think sometimes with the quickies they run in, what you say, they bend their back. You do get it sprayed a little bit, but he just looks very, very controlled. Bowls a nice line in length, and like we say, if he sets his field, even if he's not necessarily taking wickets, he does put that pressure on.
And he's got a full bag of tricks. It's not just one ball coming at you. He swings it both ways, he cuts it, slower balls, everything.
Yeah.
Good player. Especially for the T20 format. Good player.
Yeah, looking very comfortable. They need to break this partnership, I think, otherwise it's going to be a pretty easy soar into the finals.
We've got 5 fielders on the leg side, so it's a 5-4 leg side field. But Ninad finds the gap nonetheless. So we've got a long on, a deep mid wicket, and a deep fine leg in place. 2 men in the circle on the leg side. Change of field, of course, for the right-handed Jamie Atkinson. Nice to see that they're still going for wickets. Babar Hayat in its slip.
Yep, I agree. I think at this stage, that's what they need to do. There's probably not much use in being defensive here, the stage that they're at. So yeah, like you say, it's nice to have slip in.
That's shorter. Deep mid wicket. Ooh, gets a bit of a rough bounce.
Yeah.
But collects it cleanly anyway, just a single. Just another 39 required. And what? 10.5 overs to play with. 10.4 overs. You get the feeling that it's a foregone conclusion here.
Yeah. Tiger's struggling a little bit maybe.
Oh, that's a big shot.
Lovely
That's
shot.
really well struck.
4.
Yep. 1 bounce and 4. So Ninad Shah, has to be said, the most fluent batsman on show so far.
Brilliant.
And I think he's just played his game. Where the Tigers have probably lacked compared to the Islanders' bowling attack, I would think, is bowling to their field. I think they've struggled a little bit with maybe a plan of where they're trying to put the ball and where they're setting their fielders to protect.
Another big shot. Work for deep fine leg, who cannot cut it off.
Coupled with very good batting,
50 up
as you just said.
Absolutely. And that's 50 up for Ninad Shah. A really good innings, coming in just 31 deliveries. You could argue it was a bit of a tricky chase. These tiny totals, these small targets, they can kind of just mess with your mind a little bit. Ninad Shah, a really good, fluent innings. And that's a big appeal he's been given. Ooh, Aftab Hussain.
Excited about that one.
Very animated there, little angry. Ninad Shah not happy that he couldn't take his team over the line. And I wonder if there's just a little bit of a rivalry between the two.
Yeah.
Ninad Shah just looking back.
Yeah, that was a big celebration.
Yeah, wow.
Whether it's a key wicket or, like you say, a bit of tension between those two, a bit of competition.
It looked like Ninad was looking back, thinking about whether or not to engage in some sort of a verbal battle. Maybe we're just talking things up in the commentary box. We like a little bit of controversy, a little bit of heat.
I just hope there's no code of conduct report coming into my email tomorrow.
Tigers need to use this momentum now. I think if they can target Jamie and pick that wicket up, then they're gonna have to reset the Islanders. But they've got a decent middle order.
So Jasmine, remember I said that Aftab Hussain was one of 2 players to hit more 6s than 4s in the Premier League T20 in November?
Yes.
Can you guess who the other batsman was?
Who would the other person be?
Oh, come on. He just walked out to the middle. Come on, Jasmine. Simandeep Singh in at number 4. And I have to say, I really do enjoy watching Simandeep Singh bat. He hits it pretty darn hard.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to cope with Aftab Hussain, who's got his tails up, fire under his belly. That's flatter, and it's beaten the outside edge.
Beat the batsman and the keeper.
Yep. So a slightly expensive over, 10 runs off it, but the wicket of Ninad Shah and a fiery celebration to go with it. And it looks like Atiq Iqbal to continue from the other end. Oh, I'd be tempted to give Bilal Akhtar an over.
I agree.
Bilal's warming up, by the looks of it.
Here we go. Get him on at the other end, I think. See what happens.
I think Bilal's been warming up for a while.
7:30 this morning. Maybe it's a sign. bowl me, Skip. I think that's what it is.
Here we go. Good line, good length. Punched away for a single.
Yeah, and I think the stage of the game, look, you're probably backing the Islanders from here. I don't think too much could go wrong where they're not going to get this over the line. So it's not a bad time to give the youngster a bowl, to be honest.
Simandeep Singh eyeing up the leg side region. It's a 5-4 offside field. Some gaps on the leg side, but he chooses to nudge it away to third man. He's off the mark. Whew, another 29 needed. Jamie Atkinson, he's not going to throw his wicket away.
Yeah, he'll want to see this through, I think. Love to see another 6. There's only been 3. Come on, Jamie.
That's driven away. And opportunity for 2. Nope.
Just the one.
Deep cover, gets around. Cuts it off.
I really like Kanatik's mindset, but bowling to that field. Like he's bowling in nice length where he can have that cover out, and he's only going to get probably driven through there for 1. And he's not giving much away in terms of width. Bowling really nicely.
Yep, he's just conceded the 7 runs into his second over, 2 deliveries left.
I mean, I think very rarely gets hit, so that innings from Nazakat yesterday where he took him apart a little bit, this looks more impressive in context.
Yep. But he bowls that really nice, pretty much off middle line. So I think someone like Cat, who likes going straight over the top, and can whip off his legs.
Very strong wrists.
Yes.
So that helps him.
I think, yeah, you'd back him to be someone to take those straighter bowlers apart. But here, looking really, really good.
84 for 2 and 11.
No Bilal? We're seeing Bilal yet?
I think it is. He's walking up. He's there.
Yes.
He's walking up to the top of the mark.
Called it.
Yeah, but it's Bilal. No, is it Akhtar?
Is it?
It's Bilal. That's Bilal. Number 7, right?
Yes.
Yeah, number
it
7,
is.
Bilal Akhtar. There you go, young leggy.
Yeah, I've been excited to see if he came on. I was a bit disappointed yesterday when he wasn't playing.
Excellent opportunity for everyone to get a look at what he can do at this level.
Yep.
Don't think he has much Sunday League cricket under his belt either, so this is a real step up for him.
Leg spinner.
Mm-hmm.
Always exciting to see a leg spinner in action.
Yeah, and someone new. They're a bit nervous what to do with. Let's see.
He's got a nice curvy run up by the looks of it.
There we go. He's got a slip in place.
Lovely.
But Babar Hayat has not had much work to do, must be said.
So you can see where he's marking the start of his run up. He's gonna come in on a curve. You can watch on your screen. He's gonna come in on a curve like that. Nice little jump. Oh, that's too short.
Nice action, but not a very nice delivery.
One go.
Yeah, protection out there. Give him the one. Needs to get it up there a little bit more.
He's got a lot of moving parts in the action, so once he finds his rhythm, take him a few balls.
He reminds me of someone. I cannot quite put my... can't quite put my finger on it.
Ooh!
Yay!
Oh, there we go! Bilal Akhtar.
Yes!
We talked him up.
He delivered for me. And Baba there at slip. Perfect.
Something for Babar to do there.
Yeah, it would have been really frustrating if they'd gone a little bit more defensive and Baba had moved out of that spot. But like I said, with the new bowler, it's always that hit and miss of how he's going to come off, and people may not have played him as much.
And you saw a little bit of bounce, a little bit of turn. Again,
Yeah.
a nice little leap in his action.
Yeah, you see it often in women's cricket. There's someone new on the circuit. They tend to have really, really good first, second tours. People are nervous. What's this new youngster coming in to do? You do see it a lot.
Yeah, we're seeing with a lot of debutants at international level as well.
Yep.
recently. India won a game on the back of net bowlers making their debut. So good start from Bilal Akhtar. Because he's a young leg spinner.
Pleased for him.
Yeah, no, good points raised, Nitesh. Especially regarding the turn in this pitch.
Yeah, it's getting a bit older. So the final is going to be interesting as well because we saw Kowloon Lions put on 175, 180 plus. It's going to be tougher for them this time around. And it'll be even more interesting if they're made to chase.
Yep.
So,
I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but Simandeep Singh's first delivery, Aftab Hussain absolutely fired that in.
yeah.
A flat trajectory, but he was still able to get a generous amount of turn away from the right-hander. So I feel like the nature of this pitch has completely changed. Probably a little too late.
Haroon.
That was a really good shot from Harun Arshad. First ball, a lofted extra cover drive. A little risky, just over the head of a diving Kinchit Shah. But like we were saying, this pitch has changed a lot. I think there's a lot more turn on offer. And if I was the Kowloon Lions, and if I was hopefully tuned in to this YouTube fan code Facebook stream, I would have taken note of this.
Yep.
And I'll be bowling a lot more overs from spin.
Kowloon Lions. What's the spinner attack like? They've got Dan the Man Pascoe.
Dan the Man Pascoe. There you go.
Who else have they got?
Sure, they've got a third spinner. They've got Nazakat Khan.
Zakat Khan. Yeah, there you go. That's what
Bit of a bottom edge.
unlucky there.
Work to do for Ashley
Yeah, that
Caddy. He
was
cuts it
unlucky.
off. So Harun Arshad, 6 off 2, a handy little start.
Yeah, he's bowling nicely, and like we said, first ball was short, but cover was out, and I think, he can't be angry of a nice shot through extra cover.
And it can happen with the leg spinner, especially in their first over. There we go.
The Kowloon Lions also have Mehran Zeb, who bowls a bit of off-spin. Useful player, useful all-rounder. Quite a lot of spin options in the Lions. Hong Kong Islanders, of course, have the two main men, Gazanfer and Assam.
Yeah.
The spin twins.
Yeah, spin's really been the highlight today. Well, this morning.
You can't really call them spin twins. They're
Spin
15
twins.
years apart.
And
There we go.
incredibly different bowlers as well.
Long on comes around and fires in a really impressive throw.
Ooh.
It was always going to be tough to get that run out. Harun Arshad with another 2. And Harun Arshad is so good at that, chipping it into the leg side and picking up those 2s. He does it all the time for the national team as well, and in club cricket. And I like this. I like Harun Arshad batting up the order at
Yeah.
number 5.
Yeah.
I think that's where he's at his most effective. That number 5, number 6 role, especially in the shortest format. Well, you could argue it's not the shortest format, T20
Yes.
cricket.
Hope we will not be hosting a T10 league in Hong Kong anytime soon.
Don't say that.
I didn't hear you. Change up from this end.
I like it. Aftab Hussain, the spin twins. Spin triplets.
Spin
Yeah.
triplets.
You got Kinchit Shah as well. You got one of each, a wrist spinner, an off spinner, a left arm spinner.
Dancing, we have more time to prepare for
Daniel Bukhari yelling out some instructions.
Daniel Bukhari can also bowl some useful off spin. Haven't seen him bowl today or this tournament yet, but he can bowl too if needed.
Just 19 runs needed though.
Yeah.
7 wickets in hand. Can Aftab Hussain make this interesting? Once again, just a little bit of purchase, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yep.
Quick single, an interesting piece of backing up there. No harm done. I have to say,
Attacking the ball then.
Yep.
Yeah, the spinners, I think, what's impressed me the most is just not being afraid to attack the stumps. And they've bowled really good lines, actually, tight lines. You've not seen much get punished through the offside. You'll always get the odd punished ball through the leg side. But yeah, very impressive, actually.
I like this slip in place once more.
Get Baba in the game, in the catches.
And yes.
Does he enjoy slip, Baba? Is that his place of choice?
Certainly seems so. That one sliding down the leg side. That field change was interesting. It was a last minute field change, and the right one bringing long on. Oh, no, just as I say that, once again, mid-on will drop back to the boundary. I'm just wondering, what's the thinking behind this?
Yeah.
You've got 17 runs to play with. Down the leg side again.
Yeah, the wides aren't helping.
I feel like he's trying to work a trap here for Haroon, but just not getting the line right.
Yeah, if he's going for that kind of middle leg line, the field's not so badly. He just needs to execute that a little bit better.
A big shot
Oi.
attempted. Long on. Comes around and cuts that off.
Couldn't tell how far that was from short mid wicket actually. Don't know if it was a chance.
I think it split the gap between the two. Now for Jamie Atkinson, you have a deep mid wicket back. And a long on. Oh, that's a third wide of the over. That might be the first time I've seen Aftab Hussain bowl 3 wides in an over. It might be the only time he's ever done it.
He's definitely done it before.
What? Really?
I feel like I've seen this happen
Nitesh
before.
Hemlani, I don't believe you.
Nitesh throwing him under the bus.
No,
Let's
it's
cut away.
Not common. It's not common.
Nitesh Hemlani, I've heard your case, but where is the evidence?
I'll look it up for you.
Okay, you do that. You got 13 more runs to play with.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah, I would like to understand kind of Kinchit's tactic. I guess at this stage, just kind of letting them cruise along with ones. I don't know if you bring people in. Obviously, you've got the chance of leaking the boundary then, but do you bring them in and really put the pressure on? And you're gonna have to go over the top or through then as a batsman. I guess Jamie's pretty set. As
There we go, the commentator's curse.
maybe I need to keep saying this with the game closer. He was pretty set.
So 4th wicket down now for the Hong Kong Islanders. I tell you what, there might actually be a small chance here, a small opening for the Tigers. Jamie Atkinson now walking back to the pavilion, exactly 100 on the board. And I believe it's Ehsan Khan coming out to the middle. Yep, it's the evergreen Ehsan Khan. Oh, he's sprinting out there. He wants to finish this off. But once again, just a decent amount of turn for Aftab Hussain.
Yep.
That middle and leg line.
Yep, like say attacking the stumps, very simple bowling actually. Hadn't got that line right, as we say, 3 wides in that over, but you can see what he's trying to do. He's got the thought process behind it. I'd like to see them squeeze now, the Tigers. Maybe change that field up. As I say, trying to get them hitting through or over. Especially really, really trying to keep that new batsman on strike.
And I'll be interested to see if the leg spinner Bilal Akhtar does continue from the other end. Or if Kinchit perhaps looks to bring himself back on.
Yep.
It can be a bit of a banana peel sort of equation. 12 required, 6 wickets in hand. Highly improbable, like, I'll give you that. But Aftab Hussain still has 1 over in the bank.
Yep.
And anything can happen. He's taken 2 for 28 so far in his 3 overs. It's exactly 100 for 4 after 13 overs.
Yeah, I'd probably squeeze here and really, really attack the new batsman's end. Protect maybe behind the stumps and go almost a power play field. And then for Haroon, maybe just give him that one, the deep cover and a couple on the leg side and just really try and bowl at the new batsman. The cuckoo's getting excited.
Here we go. Bilal Akhtar to continue. You know who he reminds me of?
You thought-
Praveen Tambe.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's a lot younger than Praveen Tambe. What a story though, Praveen Tambe.
I don't think he's
50
just
years
younger
old.
than Praveen Tambe. I think he's younger than Praveen Tambe's cricket career.
Here we go, a little bit of flight, very generous. Hasn't quite got that off the middle, but it's gonna trickle down to the boundary for 4 nonetheless. So just another 8 required. You get the feeling a mere formality at this point. Harun Arshad moving in... Oh, sorry, he's already in double figures. He moves on to 14. A quick fire 14 off just 7 deliveries.
Could finish this over.
Here we go, Bilal.
Oh.
And yeah, that's signaled
Yeah, I
wide.
thought so.
He's trying to finish it in this over.
And I would do the same if I were Harun Arshad. Don't be surprised if we see maybe a cheeky 2 into the leg side, especially with that being the longer part of the ground.
The cow corner's open for him to hit into. That's the bait set here. They want him trying to slog into that.
That's flatter.
Lovely shot.
And that's going to be a nope.
Well fielded.
Well fielded.
Tough bounce there for the man at deep
Well
cover.
fielded, well fielded. So
I
again,
want to see him try and squeeze this new batsman. It was interesting with Haroon, the choice to keep mid-off up.
Yeah.
And that's where he capitalised that full ball.
And that's swept away from Ehsan Khan, who gets off the mark with a single. Bit of a risky sweep.
Yeah.
Really full.
oh, Hassan likes to sweep. He plays that a lot.
Yeah, ended up a fine tickle to that short 45. But yeah, interesting with Haroon. I would probably look to drop mid-off and give him that one, but...
That's guided away. That was elegant.
That's my favourite. My favourite dink. Dink to third, get off strike. Love it.
A nice delicate sound off the bat as well. Just caressing the edge of the bat.
4-2 in. Is Hassan going to try finishing it off this ball?
Slog sweep 6.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. This is
He did sweep.
maximum.
He did
Nope.
sweep. It's not
But-
a slog sweep, but it might go. It might go. No, Aftab's going to cut it off. Aftab's put the dive in.
Oh, it's
No.
gone.
That's gone.
That's the game.
Finished it with his favourite sweep for 4.
So the Hong Kong Islanders, they win Game 3 of the Epic Group All-Stars Series. Have the players realized it?
Yeah, they have.
Yep, they have. They're trusting the word of your humble commentator. So they win this game. They chase down 112 with 6.1 overs remaining. Ninad Shah starring with a very attractive and composed half-century. Jamie Atkinson, skipper the Hong Kong Islanders, providing valuable support from the other end. And with this victory, we've got our 2 finalists. The unbeaten Kowloon Lions and the Hong Kong Islanders. Promises to be a really exciting final.
And
Hassan Khan.
27 sixes needed to beat yesterday's total. That's an exciting final.
I tell you what, if we do get those 27 sixes, it's going to cost us a lot of money. But it'll all be worth it.
No, really good performance. I'm excited to see what happens in this final game. Like we said, if the Lions do utilise the spin a bit more, and if the Islanders can bowl like they did this morning, take those early wickets in the power play, use those short bowls well, it'll be a very interesting game.
Let me confirm.
And Jasmine, if it was up to you, who would be your player of the match today? It's a real toss-up between Ehsan and Ninad Shah.
Yeah, I would probably back the batter normally.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
I would maybe go Ninad. I think it's a difficult position to come out and secure your team and get that solid 50, but I'm also a bowler and they never get awarded. If someone scores 50 or 100, you pretty much know the batter's going to get it.
Well, now we know why bowlers never win player of the match.
Yeah.
You have betrayed
I've
your
betrayed
kind.
the bowlers.
You want to go through
No, I think Ehsan did bowl very, very well. He is a consistent bowler. Who awards man of the match?
I think it's going to be Ahsan Khan.
Yeah.
Ahsan Khan.
Let's just run you through the scorecard really quickly.
First innings.
The first innings, the New Territories Tigers only able to muster 111, 2 players getting into double figures. Babar Hayat with 57 off 51. Hassan Muhammad Khan built a good partnership with him, but could only get 21 off 23. 10 extras, of course. The Hong Kong Islanders bowlers, they did a really good job all around. Harun Arshad 2 for 16, bowling at the top and the tail. One of the contenders for man of the match, Ehsan Khan, 3 for 18, bowling 2 tough overs from the shorter Argyle Street end before coming up with 2 really strong overs at the death of the innings. The only issue there, Mohammad Waheed, but he was bowling to a well-set Babar Hayat to a short boundary. He leaked 27 in his 2 overs, but he did bowl with good wheels. The Hong Kong Islanders, like we just said, chasing this down really easily, thanks mainly due to Ninad Shah, 51 off 32, some good support from Jamie Atkinson with a cheeky little 32. So, there you have it, the Hong Kong Islanders chasing that down with 6.1 overs to spare. Let's take a quick look at the bowling card. The New Territories Tigers, a couple of wickets for Aftab Hussain. Ashley Caddy with that early wicket. They would have had some hope, but those hopes were dashed pretty quickly. Kinchit Shah bowled economically in the power play, but wickets were the order of the day. Bilal Akhtar chipping in with 1 wicket towards the end, leaking 21 runs in 1.5 overs. So stay tuned for the preview of the final.
You guys do a preview. Wait for the man of the match award.
Ah, yes. So we're just going to preview this final as we wait for the man of the match award. Jasmine, undefeated Kowloon Lions. The Hong Kong Islanders with a really convincing victory here. Who are you backing and why?
Tough one. I like to back the underdogs, which I think people would probably say is the Islanders. I think yesterday the Lions put in 2 really good performances. They had probably, Nizakat definitely firing, 2 other batters, Aizaz and Zishan, getting 70s and 50s as well. So a solid batting lineup. But like we said earlier, they batted first both games yesterday. They obviously won the toss, I think, and decided to bat first twice. So it'd be interesting if the Islanders do mess up their momentum and decide to bat first themselves and see what they're like as a chasing unit. I would, to answer your question long-windedly, put my money on the Lions, just the form that they're in. But seeing the Islanders this morning, I think they bowled really well.
Yeah, it was a much improved bowling performance from the Islanders. We spoke about Harun Arshad starting off the tournament with 3 wides and a no-ball free hit. He was much, much better today. Found some movement. Perfect lines, perfect lengths for the most part. Bowled those tough overs at the end as well. Closed out the innings really, really well.
Interesting.
I should probably answer my own question.
Yeah, what do you think, Jay?
I'm going to make a bold prediction. Whoever wins the toss and bats first will win the game.
Yeah.
I think both of these batting lineups, now the Hong Kong Islanders getting in on the party as well. Ninad Shah with that half century. A little bit of form for Jamie Atkinson. I think they're looking pretty good.
Yep.
And we haven't seen the best of Ehsan Khan with the bat yet.
Yep.
With these short boundaries, especially straight, I think it's only a matter of time before he comes good. And with him walking in at number 6, the Islanders have a surprisingly deep batting lineup as well.
They do. They do.
I would argue that they bat a lot deeper than the Kowloon Lions. We've seen the likes of Dan the Man Pascoe walking in at number 5. No disrespect to Dan the Man Pascoe, of course. That's why we're calling him Dan the Man.
Dan the Man.
If we meant disrespect, we would not give him a nickname. But in that first game, it really was all Nizakat. And Dan did play a really good supporting role, and it came at an important time after 3 early wickets.
Yeah.
Right, but in terms of firepower up top, you get the feeling that they're a little reliant on Nizakat and Azaz Khan.
Yep.
You might disagree with me, Zishan Ali
No,
coming to the party as well.
I agree, and I think, you know, we called him the cat with 9 lives
Cat with 9
earlier
lives.
today. He did have a few chances, and I think early pressure will really put pressure on him, because I think the last couple of days have shown they probably do rely on him a bit. Like we said, they've got a couple more people who performed. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think if the Islanders can bowl how they did this morning, the thing that impressed me, like we said, was the short balls being that right line in length. Nizakat likes to go straight over the top, so giving him that pullback of line and length might be quite interesting. And then the spinners just bowled really well. So I don't know if the Lions will change tact a bit and bowl a few more of their spinners, but I think we're set for a really, really good final.
Should we talk about the elephant in the room? Or rather, the hippopotamus in the room? Let's talk about spin.
Yes.
We've talked so much about this pitch and how it's changing, especially compared to that first game where Charlie Wallace was able to extract a lot of bounce off it. What sort of role do you see spin playing in this all-important final?
I think what we saw this morning was the spinners bowling that really tight line. It was turning. And actually, for me, the spin took this morning's. I guess it featured this morning more than actually what I thought it would. It was gripping. It was getting a bit of turn, and like I said, it was more just bowling that nice line and attacking the stumps. I think we're just getting called for man of the match, are we?
Yep, we're just about ready for the man of the match ceremony, so we're going to cue that up.
Welcome to the Player of the Match ceremony for Match 3 of the Epic Group All-Stars Series, played between the Hong Kong Islanders and the New Territories Tigers. I have Trent Johnston here with me, head coach of the national men's team, to present the award. The Player of the Match will also be awarded a bag of MyProtein from our supplement supplier, MyProtein. There are a number of standout performances. Bubba Hyatt with 57 off 51, Ninad Shah 51 off 32, but the Player of the Match goes to Ehsan Khan for his 4 overs, 3 for 18, stopping the Tigers in their tracks and giving them his side a manageable total to chase. Congratulations, Ehsan.
Congratulations, Ehsan. Well done. And then we'll get you, hang on to that. Then you've got your MyProtein as well. Huh? There you go. More protein. Very good. Thank you.
Welcome to the Player of the Match ceremony for Match 3 of the Epic Group All-Stars Series, played between the Hong Kong Islanders and the New Territories Tigers. I have Trent Johnston.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us for the coverage of the third game of the Epic Group All-Star Series. Congratulations to Ehsan Khan for the match, and congratulations to the Hong Kong Islanders who will now play the Kowloon Lions in the final. That will start at 1:30 p.m. Hong Kong time, which is about 1 hour from now. We're going to stop the stream. Be sure to join us then. Thank you.